Thanks.
Action. All right. Hi, this is Ruthe Gluckson. And Ruthe Gluckson knows a lot of people and was a part of the New Age before most of us were. And so I'm going to ask Ruthe who some of her earliest influences were, people that she met, and what it was like meeting Fritz Perls.
Okay. I met Fritz Perls because of my husband, who was Leonard Gluckson. Leonard was a psychiatrist, and the two of us, Leonard and I, went up to Esalen to take a workshop from Dr. Frederick Perls. It was interesting to me. My background is I started college as intending to become a kindergarten primary teacher, and eventually did get my teaching credential for kindergarten primary, general elementary, adult education, and then went into gerontology. So I've been dealing with people from early age into last age. So we went to Esalen, and it was interesting to me to see Dr. Perls, as people called him Fritz. He was on a stage or on a platform sitting up there, and a woman came up who had volunteered to work with Dr. Perls. She sat down and said, he asked her, I forget exactly how it went, but how he could help her or what was her situation or some general opening. She said, I think you have the keys to my situation. So he reached into his pocket and he took out his set of keys, house key, car key, keys that he carried in his pocket, and he threw it to her. I don't know if it was his left hand or his right hand. She caught it and he said, here, now you have the answer to the problem.
Nice.
Like, whoa. So without any big explanation, this was worked out. I was impressed with that.
And did your husband use Gestalt therapy as one of his modes or his main mode?
Yes, yes. He started out, my husband started out first as a Freudian and did that approach in his psychiatric practice. He practiced for 20-some years. He also then explored Rajneesh, that was his name before it became Rajneesh. I don't recall at the moment. Maybe you know.
I just know after Rajneesh, his name was Osho.
Before it was Rajneesh even.
Really?
Also, my husband studied with Krishnamurti and was greatly influenced. My husband studied Gestalt and practiced the Gestalt approach for many years, and then later discovered or came across or researched and studied Krishnamurti, and that was an even bigger influence. In between that was Aldous Huxley and Alan Watts were mentors and later colleagues of my husband.
Nice.
And I was behind the husband, I was the good little wife, and listening, exploring, questioning, and experiencing these same people. So my first yoga teacher was a close, intimate friend of Alan Watts. So that was fun, and I took my son Jeffrey I guess Jeffrey was in early adolescence, and we went to take a yoga class from Virginia, was the yoga teacher's name, Alan Watts' friend.
Seder?
No.
Oh. That's okay, that doesn't matter.
Maybe later I'll tell you the name. At the moment it slips me. But at that age of 11 or 12, my son was not interested in yoga. He later became a yoga teacher. That son, Jeffrey, later became a yoga teacher.
And you still teach yoga?
I still teach yoga. Currently I'm teaching, it's called gentle yoga. It's for people who have been through rehab or have limited movement in their body. I too studied dance. My mentor was Ann Barlin, and I worked at Camarillo State Hospital with Jerry Salkin working with young people from age 3 to 18 doing dance therapy.
Dance therapy, wow.
Prior to that, I also studied with Trudy Shoup, who was a world-famous European mime. In later years, I studied with Marcel Marceau, another world-famous European mime.
This explains why both your children do clown work.
They certainly developed, explored doing mime and relating to people. My 3 children, my 2 sons do the clown work, and my youngest is a female who does Montessori approach to education.
And can I just ask, what was Jiddu Krishnamurti like when you met him? That would just be fascinating to know about any encounter you had there.
I loved the way Krishnamurti came onto the stage. I think the first time I saw him when he was lecturing or speaking. I won't say lecturing, he was speaking. He was sharing his thoughts and feelings and wisdom. In Ojai, in the oaks, where the oaks were, and he was talking to people, and there were hundreds of us sitting out on the grass in the shade of these beautiful oak trees, and he would come on stage and he'd sit down and